In a few weeks, I'll be in Taiwan and Korea, and this is a video on what I booked and how I booked my flights, leaving from San Diego to get to Taipei, and then to Seoul, and then back to San Diego. The cash price for this itinerary was around $7,600, and of course, I didn't spend that sort of money. I used my credit card points instead. Watch all the way to the end, and I'll reveal how many points I used in total, and you can let me know what you think about my redemption. My name is Max, and I help people maximize their airline miles, hotel points, and credit card points. Remember to hit the like and subscribe button down below. I'm trying to get to 50,000 subscribers by the end of the year. It really does help on my channel, and with that out of the way, let's get started. So we're going to break down all my flights for the Korea and Taiwan trip, including which points we use and which airlines we'll be taking for each of our flights. A few things to keep in mind: I had to find award availability for 2 people, my wife and I, but throughout this video, I'm going to give you the numbers for an individual traveler just to keep things simple. So let's get started. As you may know, I live in San Diego, and San Diego doesn't have a ton of international routes. To get to Asia, my first option would be to fly Japan Airlines from San Diego to Narita, Tokyo, and then connect down to Taiwan. But that flight, not surprisingly, didn't have any award availability. Award space in business class from the US to Asia is super difficult to find right now. The key thing is to be super flexible. This is where I expanded my search and looked at other nearby airports, one of which is LAX. From LAX to Taipei, I found award availability for a China Airlines flight. So the first thing is having to reposition from San Diego to LAX. If you don't know what repositioning is, check out this video up here. I explain exactly with examples of what repositioning is like and how repositioning is a super important strategy to really maximize your points. So driving up from San Diego to LAX, lucky for me, I have family in the LA area, so I'm able to drive my car up to LA, drop my car off at my family member's house, and they'll drive me to the airport. So having to reposition from San Diego to LAX cost me $0, just cost me whatever it costs to charge my car. As for that China Airlines flight, China Airlines is based out of Taipei, Taiwan. This will be in business class, and I redeemed 92,000 Flying Blue miles, which is the loyalty program for Air France and KLM. And how I booked this was I transferred American Express points over to Flying Blue. At the time of booking, there was a 25% transfer bonus from American Express over to Flying Blue. Therefore, I transferred 74,000 American Express points to Flying Blue to obtain enough miles to book the flight. So total for that flight was 74,000 American Express points. As for how I found the award space, here's a quick tutorial. The best way to search for this award space is to use delta.com. The reason why we're using delta.com is Delta is a SkyTeam partner, and so is China Airlines. So what we should be able to do is see China Airlines award space on the Delta website. So that's exactly what we're going to do. So up here, what we're going to do is go ahead and type in LAX to Taipei, one way, November 13th, one passenger. Click on shop with miles. Also, my dates are flexible. Change this to Delta 1 and then hit search. These are the results, and what we can do is to easily search, we can click on price calendar, and this gives us an award calendar. And what we're looking for are the dates that say 290,000 Delta Sky Miles and $6 in taxes and fees. Remember, we're not booking through Delta, we're just using it as a search tool. 290,000 Delta Sky Miles is a lot of Delta Sky Miles. Good thing we aren't paying that. We're going to go ahead and select the 13th here and click on continue. And what we're looking for is the flight is operated by China Airlines. In this case, we found 2 flights that are operated by China Airlines from LAX to Taipei. This one has 3 seats left. This one has 2 seats left. And so what we're going to do from here is that we're going to go over to Air France and run this search over on Air France. There is one problem though. Air France's website kind of really suck. Sometimes Air France not able to see this China Airlines award space, and the workaround I found out is to search on your phone using the Air France app, and you can see the award space on the Air France app more accurately than you can see it on the Air France website. So I'm going to show you what it looks like on my phone. So I have my iPhone here. I'm going to type on one way for now. Let's type in LAX to TPE. Business class is what we want to do. I'm going to switch this over to use miles, and that was search using Flying Blue miles. Select date. What date do we find? We found November 13th. Hit confirm. And then the award space shows up here. And so there's those 2 flights. There's 2 seats left. There's 3 seats left. Exactly what we saw on the Delta website. And you'll notice here it says 93,500 miles. That must have increased from 92,000 miles from last time I checked. And so it'll be slightly more expensive. So when I booked those 92,000 miles, now it's 93,500 miles, slightly more expensive. it's much more accurate to search on your phone versus the website. Sometimes the website doesn't show the award availability. If you see the award space over on the Air France website or the Air France app, that's when you transfer your American Express points over to Flying Blue Air France KLM and complete the booking over on the Air France website. We're gonna spend a few days in Taipei and then fly from Taipei up to Seoul. And for this redemption, it's similar to what we did for the China Airlines flight from LAX to Taipei. We booked through Flying Blue Air France KLM again. This will be an economy class because it's a short flight, didn't want to spend the extra points. It cost 8,000 Flying Blue miles per person. And at the time of booking, again, there was a 25% transfer bonus from American Express to Flying Blue. Therefore, I transferred 7,000 American Express points over to Flying Blue to obtain enough miles to book the flight. From there, we'll spend a few days in Seoul and then take the train down to Busan, and then from there, fly down to Jeju. From Busan to Jeju, there aren't many flight options, so we just opted to fly a budget airline, Jeju Air, and the cash price for that flight was $61, which included a checked bag. After a few days in Jeju, it's time to head home, and from Jeju to Seoul, I booked a Korean Air flight through Delta. It's a short flight in business class, only an hour and 20 minutes or so. It was either 5,000 Delta Sky Miles for economy or 6,000 for business, and so no brainer, I booked business class. When we land in Seoul, we land at the Gimpo Airport, which is Seoul's smaller airport. We'll spend one more day in Seoul, and then the next day make our way to Incheon Airport, which is the larger international airport in Seoul, and then we'll fly back on a similar route to the one we came to Seoul on. We're flying from Seoul to Taipei with a short layover and then continuing on to San Francisco. This will be all in business class again. The reason why we're flying to San Francisco is that there's no award space back to LA or Ontario. Not ideal, but it's a compromise we had to make, especially since business class award space is just so hard to find now these days. This cost us 112,000 Flying Blue miles, and again at the time with the 25% transfer bonus from American Express over to Flying Blue, we only had to transfer 90,000 American Express points to get enough Flying Blue Air France KLM miles in order to book the flight. This sounds expensive, and it is, but there was no other good award availability. Sometimes you have to make do with the award space there is and be flexible and make some compromises. From there, we bought a cash ticket from San Francisco to LAX for $95 on Southwest. I have Southwest Companion Pass, so I just have to pay the $95, and my wife will fly for free. Once we land in LAX, we'll drive back down to San Diego. That comes to a grand total for all of these flights, a total of 177,000 American Express points and $451 in cash. The cash value of this exact itinerary would have been around $7,600. I'll never pay that, but if you do the math, that's around 4 cents per point, which is not too bad at all if you're into that cents per point metric. I'm just glad I was able to find the award space and make the trip happen because, again, award space is super difficult to find to Asia right now, especially in business class. So how did I earn my American Express points? You can check out this video over here. Remember to hit the like and subscribe button down below. It does help on my channel. I'm trying to get to 50,000 subscribers. Thanks for watching this far, and I'll see you guys in the next one.